Hey y'all, and welcome to Politibrawl. My name is Brian, and the Black for Trump movement is gaining steam here, and you can tell from this testimony that Donald Trump has tapped into something. And wait until you hear what this guy has to say.
I had some issues early in my life, young black man in the city. I got incarcerated, and it just so happened to be under the Joe Biden's 1994
right.
crime bill.
That's right.
I'd like to thank you for working on the First Step Act that reversed that. That was big. That was real big. Anyway, I turned my life around right now. I have 6 children, and I worry about their future. Democrats are attacking our kids right now. What will you do to protect our children and their future?
Well, we're going to get your children jobs. We're going to make it possible for them to work. We're going to stop illegals from coming in, because your biggest threat are the illegals taking the jobs. We have threats as to security, too, because, again, so many of them come from prisons and jails, from mental institutions, and even insane asylums. That's a step above, that's many steps above mental institutions. And we're not going to allow this to happen. And the first community, and this is open knowledge, that's being affected, and affected very badly, is the black community, because they're taking your jobs. We want people to come into our country, but they have to come in legally. They have to be vetted, and they have to come in legally. So I think that's the biggest single thing that we can do in terms of the future, because you see already what's happening, where your wages are down, it's going down, it's going to get very bad. I think it's going to get very bad. So we have to close up the border, we have to stop, and we want people to come in, but we want them to come in legally, and they have to come in through a legal process. It's so unfair to our country, but I think that's the biggest thing we can do.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Steve.
Y'all, this is bigger than you think it is. And I don't think the polling fully reflects it yet, but there's an undercurrent going on in the black community, and it's very, very pro-Trump, and it's very anti-Joe Biden. Because they're looking around, they're wondering, wait a minute, what kind of deal have we gotten with Joe Biden? Well, the gentleman on the right mentioned one of the main problems. The 1994 crime bill was just an atomic bomb on the black community. And practically a whole generation of fathers were just kind of erased. And that's not the first time that's happened in the United States. And so, what side was so enthusiastic about the bill? You guessed it, current President Joe Biden. We quite literally wrote the bill. Hey y'all, this is a shout out to my friends over at Colonial Metals Group, where CEO Paul Stone and his expert associates fully understand the gravity of our current situation and want to protect your wealth backed by gold, silver, and other precious metals. Folks, we are in an era of record inflation. We have a Congress that won't stop spending, and a president who doesn't even know what planet he's on. That's how bad the situation is, and that's why I'm partnering with Colonial Metals Group. And if you have a first-time account with these fine upstanding people, you will receive up to $7,500 worth of silver, a nice old safe to keep all the good stuff in. You will get Roth IRA accounts for free backed by gold and silver, and insurance and warranty on these items for 5 years, all for free. So call the number below or check out the link in the description and let CEO Paul Stone and his expert team help you now, because your wealth might evaporate before your very eyes. Protect your wealth, protect your family, protect your future with Colonial Metals Group today. Now, back to regularly scheduled programming. Now, compare that to the original sin of Donald Trump in the black community. When back in the early 70s, he was very discriminatory in his tenant relationships, with his tenants, particularly black tenants. And then he made a claim about, I believe, the Central Park Five. And so in the 80s, Donald Trump basically went on a huge campaign trying to reshape his image and essentially apologize for his past comments. And he went on these particularly black-dominated TV shows where they almost all to a T gave him a massive tongue lashing. That was sort of his way of apologizing. So you have a man who has evolved, and then you have a president, current sitting president, who has made life worse for the black community, not only on one occasion, but now on a second basis. And Trump is talking about the illegal immigration problem. Where are the illegal immigrants ending up? They're either ending up in rural America working a lot of manufacturing jobs illegally, or they go straight to the cities. Where do a lot of black people live? Where a lot of the black community gets a lot of their support from? The systems where Democrats hollow out the middle class, basically make a rich class and a poor class. Yeah, the illegals end up going there, and they take away resources that are currently being used for the black community. This has made them madder than hornets. And they're seeing these effects in real time, and they've seen it all under one president. They did not see it under the previous president. So it's a simple 2 and 2 equals 4 here. They're starting to see that the Democrats are giving them the raw deal. They're starting to realize that the Democrats are selling out to the rich white liberal wing of the party, and not the wing of the party that traditionally needs help and support. They're realizing they're getting a raw deal. And who better to make a deal than, well, Donald Trump. And so, of course, they're going to turn to him because they've realized that he is offering them something better. But we got to look into one other key aspect of this video that doesn't get talked about enough. With it being Father's Day just the other day, it's good to realize that this is a man who has made a terrible mistake early in his life, was able to reform himself, and now has a family. This is a story of triumph. This is exactly why he's brought up on this stage. A man who has reformed himself, controlled and tamed the monster, and has moved forward in a way to protect and support 6 children, and I assume a wife. I don't know his full story, but he gave a little bit right here. And Donald Trump even goes further to say, congratulations, thank you, and I'm going to do my best to see if I can help provide for your kids as well. And what he means by that is something similar to the economic opportunity zones. Zones where inner city and rural areas that have been hollowed out can receive tax breaks in order to start new businesses. That's a viable working model. And it was the Republicans who made it into reality. And Donald Trump signed it into law. This was a fantastic idea that has helped people across the country, and particularly has helped the black community. So to recap, you have a current sitting president who wrote a major crime bill that pretty much wiped out a generation of black fathers and black men, who is now giving them no lip service, now giving them no support, and has allowed illegal immigrants to come into their spaces and take away key resources. Or do you go with the president who at one time had did something stupid, atoned for it, and has now made their lives better with good tax policies? Which deal do you think they're going to make here? And then you have a man who has recognized his own faults and has become better because he has just thrown away his more toxic side and become the man that he was meant to be. This is an amazing moment. And it's just a huge undercurrent and reason as to why I believe black support for Donald Trump is going to reach that critical point of 20%. If the Democrats lose 20% of the black vote, they will not be able to win in November. I think it's coming. I think it's finally starting to happen. And this is just great. This is one of the better moments that I've been able to cover. And I hope that I've explained it well to you enough. If I hadn't, let me know down in the comments below. But my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed this segment here on Politibrawl. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. And until then, y'all have a good one.